Hello, everybody. My name is Shaun Offenbacher, and today I'm featuring Paxxium, which is an LLM-based application that utilizes the OpenAI API. Goal of the project was to simply provide more context to the AI to give a better overall experience. Um, Major packages and libraries and things like that were used. Firebase is what I'm using for authentication. That's what I use for the database, and I'm also using that to store files with their storage bucket. I'm also using Google KMS, their key management service, to encrypt the API keys whenever they are passed. For state management, I am using the context API. Wanted to see what I could do with it. Wanted to keep it simple as well. Um, for my UI, I am using the material design MUI framework or library. And then, yeah, those are the major ones. I'm using some, like a carousel library and spinner libraries as well for the front end, stuff like that. But that's about all the major things. Let's go ahead and jump right in and see the application. Loads up. This is a news feature, which is a combination of web scraping and utilizing AI. It scrapes It essentially uses a query to go to the news API, get URLs, those get scraped, and then that scrape gets passed into AI, which then summarizes the article and displays it here. Those news articles get generated over here on the profile where I gather context from the user by these questions. So as you answer these questions, the answers along with those questions are stored in the database. That is then used by the AI to produce kind of a synopsis or a summary of the user, then also extract some news topics that the AI thinks the user would like. Those news topics are then provided back here into the query. Moving on to the agents, we have essentially like a chat GPT clone where you can select your model and just go ahead and get one spun up. Just give it a test. Let's say you are an expert in React. And then let's say want something for it to remember. Always suggest MUI components. All right, so I can go ahead and create that. Right, and so now let's see what kind of component. I need a dialog type component. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and give you the MUI library. All right, and I love that I have some code now to show the next example and highlight the challenges I had with this application, which was managing state specifically when this message was streaming and including code. This is as good as I've gotten it. It's almost there. I will continue to work on it. It should look like this after you refresh with your inline styling. Like I said, almost there. I'm happy with where it's at the moment. But yeah, it's been fun building that out and learning all about state management. One last aspect of the agents is the debate. The debate, you have a topic, you can give these are two different AIs that you can give different roles to. And then you can do the debate. I'll just load one up that shows the end result. But you'll see that you just have like two AIs going back and forth. Um, yeah, that's that. I guess we'll go into some code now, highlighting the streaming of the token. Um, you have to process the token and look for certain things. The OpenAI API will send certain kind of tokens as flags that you can look for, and then that triggers or it signifies that the next token is going to be some code or it's going to be something else, maybe a link or something of that nature. So this is the first stop where it looks for those flags, and then we'll set flags based off of that. And then it will go into, I believe it goes into the handle incoming stream next, yeah. And then that will, based off of those flags, start to do things. Um, you got a stream here, which goes to the message formatter, and based off of, again, those flags, if it's inside of a code block, we're going to package it differently and push out those parts back. But yeah, it's just kind of the flow of how those tokens move through. The format block message is for when the message is being loaded from the database. It looks for, again, those kind of things using some regex. Yeah, I think that's about it. If anybody has any questions at all, oh, I guess I can mention one more thing, kind of where I'm going to go from here. I want to implement some of the new features that the OpenAI API allows us to use, to specifically DALL-E 3, which allows image generation, and then also GPT Vision, which allows us to input an image as the prompt. Those I would like to add into the application in the future. Again, if anybody has any questions or wants to know more, please reach out. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.